ただ一人行くのみ、一人戦い続けるのみ。
We are excited for the Street Fighter 6 game that will unfold next year. As a community that loves and cherishes the characters, we feel it's right for us to give you an idea on the timeline and story of each of these icons. Follow the events of Akuma, from his first Street Fighter appearance to his current one. What happened to Akuma? What mysteries lie within his training? This is part 1 of Akuma's timeline. Welcome to the Street Fighterverse. As fandom states, the brothers Akuma and Goken were students of Gotetsu. Gotetsu's martial art is a life-threatening pursuit that incorporates diverse martial arts into its execution. He also taught Shun Gokusatsu, a lethal technique which, though extremely powerful, puts its practitioner in substantial danger. It is said that under Gotetsu's teachings, the brothers debated the true nature and path to mastering their fighting style. Goken, unable to accept the violent nature and the Satsui no Hado of his fighting style, left Gotetsu to begin his own dojo, which Gotetsu did not oppose. Akuma continued Gotetsu's teachings and vowed to use their fighting style as it was intended. He relinquished all empathy to the principle of Satsui no Hado in order to gain knowledge of Shun Gokusatsu. Further, Akuma realized his limit as a martial artist could be expanded, so he left Gotetsu's guidance of enlightenment to train alone to gain more power. In contrast to Gotetsu, who had been able to use the Satsui no Hado without indulging in its dark side, he developed a lust for combat as a result of embracing the Satsui no Hado fully. When Akuma came back, he entered a death match with Gotetsu to prove his superiority. The Shun Gokusatsu was used by Akuma to kill his master. The master, happy to see his student surpass him, died, and Akuma placed the prayer beads of his dead master around his neck, believing he was the true master. Goken came to visit his former master to see how he was doing, only to find his lifeless body and his brother, now no longer human. The shocked Goken, seeing that Akuma had killed their master, confronted him, but Akuma said nothing and left for the woods. Akuma confronted Goken many years later. He told Goken that he was not strong enough to face him without giving in to the killing intent. A retort from Goken accused Akuma of dishonoring his master by showing disrespect to his art, which he explained was much more than death and destruction. Akuma explained to his brother that Gotetsu did not fully comprehend the Satsui no Hado, and that he was a fool for not using it. A fight ensued, and Goken prevailed. Akuma instructed his brother to kill him, but Goken had no intention of murdering his own family, which caused Akuma to call his brother weak for sparing the life of a powerful opponent, and told him that he would return. Several years later, it is said that Akuma returned to Goken's dojo and fought him. Using the Shun Gokusatsu, Goken had somehow lost his soul during the attack and survived in Akuma, but Akuma believed him dead. Ken saw the flash of the attack while running to the dojo, but arrived only to find Goken on the floor. Akuma was in the woods when Ken confronted him and fought him. When Ken was defeated, Akuma disappeared. In search of worthy opponents, Akuma begins searching the globe. Secluding himself in the shadows, he watches small tournaments and street fights, desperately seeking someone who might be able to match his strength. He then is challenged by a man named Gen. Gen fights a vicious battle, even surviving the Shun Gokusatsu by emptying his soul in time. The moment Akuma begins to wonder if this man is the worthy opponent he is searching for, he senses something is amiss. Akuma's suspicions are confirmed when Gen's mouth bleeds. The competitor is ill, making the match unfair. Gen tells Akuma to kill him after being knocked to the ground. As Akuma can no longer stand the battle any longer, he leaves angering Gen. After the battle, Akuma becomes obsessed with Ryu, trying to awaken the Satsui no Hado within him. Eventually, Ryu finds Akuma's island and challenges him. While Akuma merely tested Ryu, Ryu eventually won the battle. Akuma regains composure and tells Ryu to find him against once he has embraced the Satsui no Hado, before striking the ground with a powerful blow and disappearing. Ryu lies in the ocean as the island collapses around him. He contemplates Akuma's words. As he leaves his destroyed home, Akuma remembers all the fighters he had faced and wonders with anticipation if one day he will encounter someone strong enough to kill him. He finds a desolate cavern and begins to train, looking forward to the day he will face Ryu again. At some point, he defeats and kills a Muay Thai fighter. Adon sees this as a challenge and sets out to find Akuma, to fight him and prove that he is stronger. In his ending, he comes to the realization that worthy opponents have challenged him during his journey. He decides that he could stay on Earth to perfect his killing power, knowing that they are opponents that Akuma can consider worthy. While thinking about the opponents he challenged, there are visions of Jen and Bison and Ryu on the moon. He then comments that he will be the next to die. While waiting for Ryu to embrace the Satsui no Hado, Akuma wanders the globe in search of worthy opposition. He is confronted by Adon, who wishes to establish his fighting style as supreme. Akuma easily wins, but instead of killing Adon, he just leaves, apparently deeming his defeated foe as unworthy. Sometime later, Akuma is intercepted by Guy, who refuses to allow him to see M. Bison. Akuma ignores Guy's pleas and engages him in combat. The two then decide to end the fight after they realize their primary objective was the same, defeating M. Bison. He then confronts Bison, who tells Akuma that he won't be able to defeat him as long as the Psycho Drive exists. Akuma berates the dictator for not relying solely upon his fists, and they fight. As Akuma emerges victorious, he completely terminates Bison with the Raging Demon, causing him to suffer horribly as the attacks kill him. In his ending, Akuma is then challenged by Jen once more, and they fight a second battle, the results of which are unknown. Ryu rejected the Satsui no Hado during his own battle with the Shadowloo leader, M. Bison, declaring that a true warrior does not rely on violent intent. In Super Street Fighter II Turbo, it is said that Akuma did not officially enter the Second World Warrior Tournament, but did monitor the event that took place in hope of finding an adequate challenge. He also challenged Bison, though whether or not Bison accepted his challenge, and if the result of the fight, if the former did happen, is left ambiguous. Akuma then is left as multiple participants engaged Bison. In a non-canon event, he ambushed the host, M. Bison, and made short work of him with the Shun Gokusatsu. Bison is obliterated in an instant. Akuma then engages in combat with the second finalist, but the identity of this warrior, as well as the outcome of the bout, remains unknown. In both the original Super Street Fighter II Turbo and its HD remake, Akuma has two different endings, depending on who the final opponent is. If it's M. Bison, Akuma will muse on the fact that he did not master the Psycho power and let it control him. If it's Shin Akuma, he will reflect on his victory over his own darkness and consider death beneath him. Super Street Fighter II Turbo Revival combines both endings into a whole one, while Ultra removes the second ending, thus causing the first ending to always play regardless of if Akuma beats M. Bison or Shin Akuma. So what do you think will Akuma's story be in Street Fighter 6? Let us know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on new theories and info. Thank you for watching. This has been your Street Fighter host. Welcome to the center stage, our new Discord server. There you can talk with us, chat about current events going on in Street Fighter, information, theories, and lore. We'll leave the link in the description box below. We want to thank everyone for tuning in and becoming part of this Street Fighter community. We want to thank you for your positive comments towards our channel, because it only habilitates us to grow even more. From the Street Fighterverse crew, we thank you.